In 1999, during the peak of the dot-com bubble, millions of Americans believed they had found the shortcut to wealth. People quit jobs, borrowed money, bought stocks they didn't understand. Everyone wanted to get rich fast. Then the bubble burst. Trillions of dollars disappeared. And while most investors were panicking, one man remained calm: Warren Buffett. Years later, Buffett said something fascinating. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. That raises a question. If patience is really the secret, could a regular person take just $1,000 and turn it into $100,000? Not with luck, not with gambling, not with some viral trading strategy, but with real math. Today we're going to find out, and the answer might completely change how you think about money. Let's start with the biggest myth in investing. Most people think wealth is created by finding the next Amazon, the next Nvidia, the next Tesla, but history tells a different story. The majority of wealthy investors didn't become rich because they picked one magical stock. They became rich because they understood one force better than everyone else: compound growth. Albert Einstein allegedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said it or not, the principle remains true, because compounding is the closest thing finance has to a superpower. Let's do the math. Suppose you invest $1,000 today. You never add another dollar, and your investment grows at 10% annually. After 10 years, $2,594. After 20 years, $6,727. After 30 years, $17,449. Interesting, but nowhere near $100,000. So does that mean the dream is impossible? Not even close. Because wealthy people rarely invest once. They invest consistently. Imagine two Americans, Jake and Michael. Both are 25 years old. Both start with $1,000. Jake invests $300 every month into a low-cost index fund. Michael waits. He tells himself he'll start when he earns more money. 5 years pass. Michael is earning more. But now he wants a newer car, then a bigger apartment, then a nicer lifestyle. He keeps postponing investing. Jake keeps buying assets, month after month, year after year. Nothing exciting, nothing viral, just consistency. Now, here's where the numbers get shocking. If Jake earns an average annual return of 10% and contributes $300 monthly, after 10 years, he has roughly $62,000. After 20 years, about $230,000. After 30 years, more than $680,000. Think about that. Jake didn't become wealthy because he was smarter. He became wealthy because he gave compounding enough time to work. That's the part most people underestimate. Time matters more than talent. And Warren Buffett is living proof. Most people know Buffett as one of the richest investors in history. But here's something many don't realize. The overwhelming majority of his net worth was accumulated after age 50. Not because he suddenly became a better investor, but because decades of compounding finally reached escape velocity. Imagine rolling a snowball down a hill. At first, it barely grows. Then slowly it gets bigger, and eventually it becomes massive. That's exactly how wealth works. The first million is difficult. The later millions arrive much faster. Not because the investor changed, because the math changed. Now let's talk about the real enemy, and it's not inflation, it's not recessions, it's not market crashes. It's human psychology. People want immediate results. We live in a world where food arrives in minutes, movies stream instantly, packages show up overnight. But wealth doesn't work that way. Investing demands delayed gratification, and that's incredibly difficult. Behavioral economists call this present bias. Humans naturally value immediate rewards more than future rewards. That's why many people spend money today that could have multiplied tomorrow. Buffett understood this decades ago. He wasn't obsessed with making money quickly. He was obsessed with avoiding mistakes, because losing money creates a hidden problem. For example, lose 50% of your portfolio, and you don't need a 50% gain to recover. You need a 100% gain. That's why Buffett's famous rule number 1 is simple: never lose money. And rule number 2, Never forget rule number 1. Of course, every investor experiences losses. What Buffett meant was avoid unnecessary risks, avoid speculation, avoid emotional decisions, protect capital first, grow it second. Now let's return to our original question. Can $1,000 become $100,000? The answer is yes, but probably not in the way social media wants you to believe. It won't happen next month. It won't happen through a secret stock tip, and it probably won't happen through chasing trends. It happens through a process. Invest consistently. Own quality assets, reinvest gains, stay patient during crashes. Ignore the noise. Repeat for decades. That's not exciting, but that's exactly why it works, because most people won't do it. So here's the final takeaway. Turning $1,000 into $100,000 is not primarily a financial challenge. It's a behavioral challenge. The math is actually simple. The hard part is staying committed long enough to let the math work. And that's why Warren Buffett's greatest advantage was never intelligence. It was patience. Because in investing, the people who win aren't usually the ones who move the fastest. They're the ones who stay in the game the longest.